Unshakable Spirit. And today's story is number 64. Make light of the small and lose the great. Railroad executive James Hill, whose Great Northern Railway was completed in 1893, arrived one day in the ritzy Seattle Hotel in the state of Washington. He soon sent orders for the entire hotel staff to gather in the lobby. Everyone was excited at the prospect of receiving a fat tip from the newly rich chief executive. Soon the beaming Hill appeared. Today I will be staying in this hotel. I wanted to give each of you a little something to mark the start of our relationship, but unfortunately I do not have sufficient cash with me. Please accept this small token of my appreciation. I will be back in 2 weeks, so keep it carefully until then. He proceeded to hand each worker a 50-cent coin made of nickel. People's hopes have been high. Their disappointment was correspondingly great. The bellhops sneered or fumed. Some went so far as to hurl their coin out the window. Most people spent their 50 cents on tobacco or the bathhouse before the week was out. When Hill returned as promised 2 weeks later, he assembled the 100-odd staff in the lobby again. If you still have the nickel coin I gave you the other day, please speak up. I will exchange it now for a $5 gold coin. When one young man who had scrupulously followed Hill's instructions handed over his coin, Hill turned it over and checked it before replacing it with a $5 coin. 2 or 3 other youths exchanged glances and then fished nickel coins out from their wallets. But Hill said, "The coins I handed out have a special mark on them. These do not. Does anyone else have one of the nickel coins I passed out 2 weeks ago? Step right up." But no one did. He who makes light of the small loses the great. This must have been the message Hill sought to convey to the hotel workers. Okay, another powerful story in this book to make us realize the power of small. There might be even a book by that name, best-selling book. There's not much to it than putting into practice, um, appreciating the small things, yeah, and kind of fighting against our greed. If we understand human nature by listening to the Dharma again and again, again and again, we come to realize the depth or the bottomless nature of our own greed, desires. It's like a bottomless pit. It can never get filled. If we understand that, we realize our foolishness trying to fill up a pit or a cauldron that has no bottom. It's futile. It becomes meaningless to try to fill up something that cannot be filled. So yeah, so then we realize not to get carried away with this powerful, intense greed that manipulates us. Our own mind manipulates us and makes us fall into a pitfall, and it becomes very difficult to get out of it. So, listening to the Dharma is how we gain that wisdom. Of course, coming to this recitation meditation, our image is reflected back to us. We can see our image. And also in Buddhism, like we learned in our New Year's message, we learned there is no tomorrow. Yeah. So, do we want to ignore the opportunities we are being given today to greet someone cheerfully, like the phrase that they said? Yeah. Let's realize the importance of cheerful greetings. Give a smile and cheerful greetings. Are we gonna ignore people because we're so caught up with our own desires, and then we skip hellos and we don't smile at them, and when we're driving we don't let anyone come to our lane and just push people aside in order to go forward? In Buddhism there is no tomorrow. So in this way, we become more and more mindful and present. Yeah, that's the beauty of learning the Dharma, practicing mindfulness, being present and valuing the small things. And guess what happens once we value the small things? Like Rick sometimes tells us again and again, drop by drop, it fills up the bucket. So, drop by drop, what happens is these small things that we pay attention to, the subtleties of things, the mind becomes more and more responsive to the truth. Yeah. And then in due time, we will be able to not lose the great anymore because we stop making light of the small. Once we don't make light of the small, we also don't lose the great. And that's how we will be able to experience a happiness that holds us fast, never to abandon us. And for the first time, we realize this is why I was born as a human. I'm so glad to be alive. We become overflowing with gratitude and joy. So, good job, everyone, for being here, practicing together. Today's Friday, so we're going to have the Purpose and Meaning Lab at 3 p.m., hosted by Rick. And also, we will have advanced group session by Morita Sensei, 5 p.m., all Pacific time. So, have a beautiful end of your week. Take care. Bye.